What's going on YouTube? Back again with another form check video for some of my athletes and some who I don't personally coach. We're gonna go through their lifts and we're gonna see what we can correct to do that. And by the way, if you'd like me to take a look at some of your lifts, click on the description below, fill out that assessment form, and I'll get in touch with you and we'll do like a half an hour type thing where I can see your lifts and discuss how we can get you snatching and cleaning like a pro in no time. Let's get right into it. The first video is from Natalie from Lebanon, and she's actually lifting in darkness, which explains why the video is a little bit dark. Shout out to every athlete actually training from Lebanon right now. The conditions are freaking horrible. The economic crisis is getting worse. There's no electricity, no AC, no fans, no freaking lights, and yet they're still doing it every day, going to the gym and trying to get a workout in. So shout out to every single Lebanese athlete out there right now currently training in Lebanon. Here we go. So hang power clean and another hang power clean. Okay, let's break this down, shall we? So we're gonna rewind that video all the way back and we're actually gonna slow it down. There's a lot going on here. She's gonna get into that hang position, and it's actually a good position. She's pushing her hips back, but notice what happens here. Also, the knees are out, which is great. Getting out of the way of the bar, awesome. And as she's going back, whoop, look at the toes. So here we go again with the toe lift, just like last week, the video from last week. Whoop, you see that? There's a lot of sunshine under, well, not a lot of sunshine here, right? Due to no electricity. But there's a lot of space where she lifts her toes up, and that tells you that her weight is all the way back on the heel. And then she plants it back, and when she does, she's pushing her hips into the bar, sending it forward. Look at that, look how far the bar is from the body. And then what's gonna happen next? She's gonna jump after it. Whoop, here we go. Okay, so just because that position and the way she shifted her weight back and then she had to bring it back to the front just caused all of that forward movement. That step on the toe forward just caused all that forward movement and her hitting the bar forward. Let's see the second rep. Same thing, good hinge position here. Whoop, toes lift up, and even this little foot here moves out. Whoa, and then again, bar forward, and she jumps after it. So just want to show you one thing here where she actually moves her foot out. So look at her right foot, this one right here. She moves it out slightly, okay? Whoop, out. So that tells me her foot wants to be in that position anyway, so why waste the energy mid-lift? Shifting it, just start there. So take a note on that right leg. It wants to be out a little bit. It's happier that way. See that little tiny shift, and boom, hits the bar forward, jumps after it. People get confused with the pulls as you're being taught that the clean or the snatch is 3 separate pulls, and people confuse the first one with the second one. When do I pull? When does the first one end and the second one begins? And it ends up in causing this hitch. So you're gonna see her going down, and then she's gonna pull once, and that is over, and then she's going into the second pull. So that confuses people because it's now like 2 different things she needs to think about rather than just one solid pull. So again, you'll see, whoop, that part is done, and now she's gonna go with the toes forward again into the second pull, which is causing a lot of problems for her. Okay, so power snatch is on the menu. Ooh, check this out. And power snatch number 2. Okay, all right, let's get into it. As you can see here, hip position. So look how high his hips are at the start of the pull, which is causing a lot of problems here. So his lower back is rounded. He's coming up completely straight legs now. The toes have lifted off. The weight has shifted back to the heel. And I think he's actually going to scoop at the thigh rather than the hip. I think that bar is actually making contact at the upper thigh rather than the hip crease. And then from there, sending the bar forward again, his hips, I don't think they've actually extended fully. Could be wrong, maybe that's how he looks when he's extended. But it's causing that problem. It's just that first, you know, when your first position is off, it's, you know, it ends up ruining the rest of the lift because you end up looking like that. So what we would do to fix that lift, let's see the second rep actually before we continue. I've also noticed he looks down a little bit because I'm checking us out. Here, he's trying to get into a better position actually. So at the start here, he's trying to lower the hips, but again, they end up rising and sending that bar flying all over the place just due to that position. So I've taken a video mimicking the hip position where Aziz starts, and as you can see, if it's super high up already, you're way over the bar. Your back is completely at a wrong angle. It's completely parallel to the floor at this point, and you won't be able to get into really good positions here. So instead, what you could do is just practice a lower hip position and notice how the back angle does not change coming off the floor all the way past the knee. That back angle has to remain the same, and then past the knee is where the back starts extending a little bit past the knee. But our major point here is just that starting position. That's what he used to do, high hip position. This is where we sort of want to be, like a lower hip position coming off the floor, using the quads better. Your back is not rounded at all. You know, everything is staying nice and tight right before you go into your second pull or explosion. Here, okay, all right, so let's take a look here. You see that? So completely bent arms, in a way rowing the bar up to him. A lot of people do that mistake. The arm bends, blah blah. There's a lot going on here. But the most important part is that he straightens his arms right as he gets the bar up to his upper thigh. And then he finishes the lift. He goes for a second one here, and it gets even more pronounced because he's bouncing the bar off the floor, and then he completely rows that bar up, gets to the mid thigh, and straight arms again. So that just blows my mind. So he actually has the ability to lift with straight arms from that very position, but he has to bend his arms to get that done. And unrelated to the arm thing, but look how wide he had to grip that bar here to get lower. So he had to step out a little bit more. Just like that past video, he had to step out more to get lower rather than get into a lower squat position. So I mean, I don't know if this is an attempt at a hip clean or not, but the fact that the arms roll the bar up and they're bent and then they sort of straighten out again, kind of like in this example here. So in this position here, I'm trying to do that hip clean as well. You see how the arms roll that bar up to the hip and then you end up cleaning it. But what's happening with him is that he's rowing the bar up, completely bent arms, and then they straighten. They're getting super straight as soon as he gets up on that mid thigh when he cleans. So the same thing applies. I think it's just positioning, like positioning and drilling that long arm. Since you're able to anyway do it, like you're getting to the finished position where you're supposed to explode with your arms completely straight. So I don't see why not. Like you can't keep your arms completely straight on the way up. I would invite you to try a lot of deadlifts, just like before, like the videos that I've already put in this video here. Just a lot of position work in deadlifts, completely straight arms, and see if you can get that bar to where it needs to be right before you explode without having to resort to that muscular rowing off the bar onto the upper thigh before you straighten your arms up again and go. So again, it's just a lot of drilling and a lot of practice. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, don't forget to snatch the like button. I made a joke. Subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and before I go, again, if you'd like me to take a look at your lifts, the link is in the description below. Hit that, fill the assessment, and send it my way, and I'll get in touch. Thank you once again. Have a great one.